worth falling for. Oh, and with open arms I'll carry yours. Come, rain or shine, I'll cover you up and calm the skies. As long as you are mine, I'll be there when you need me. You can count on it every time. It won't always be easy, but just as sure as the sun will rise, I'll be there when you need me. With every tear that falls from your eyes, oh, you have me completely. I'll be there when you need me.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I can't find my Van Life Plus toque, so I'm wearing my Banff toque, which was sent to me by a subscriber last year. So thank you very much for keeping my head warm on a day when I can't find my other toque. Off the top here, before we get into it, everybody, there have been lots and lots and lots of reports from people saying that they have been unsubscribed from a whole bunch of channels that they subscribe to. So make sure you double check. Chances are the YouTube ghosts might have done some shenanigans to you, and you might not be subscribed to this channel or others. Anyways, it's a friendly reminder to give that a look-see. I just left the town of Silverton, which is conveniently up the road 5 kilometers, 5 minutes from New Denver, and they have Silverton Building Supplies there, which is a huge lumber yard that I had never really utilized before. I never had any need to. I'd been in the store lots, but never out in the back. And it's quite cool. They got shelves of wood for days. So they will be my go-to for the majority of this rebuild on Lucky. I'm starting with something simple, which I will be affectionately calling the electrical box, but it will also hopefully benefit, not hopefully, it's gonna have to benefit as a support for the foot of my new designed bed. 40 feet? Yeah, 5 8-foot sections of 2x2, and one of the employees there, Braden, oh my God, I'm terrible. I just asked him. This is what happens when you're too up in your own head. Anyway, he's awesome. He was able to cut the 2x2s for me to the lengths that I've determined I will need for the space I will be in. I may also have to rip back there later today. I started picking his brain and I told him, hey, I'm gonna have a large hole to fill in my van floor. What would be the best way to go about doing that? And he gave me a couple of suggestions. Of course, it was almost all Greek to me. You can tell that he just knows his stuff. Up, down, backwards, forwards, side to side, and all that jazz, because I'm going to remove the diesel heater. So my goals today are to get the diesel heater out, hopefully get its hole plugged, and get this little rickety box built. And then hopefully I can start reinstalling some of the electrical components before we move on to whatever the next step is. But first, before that, we have a very important stop to make, because we have run out of a very vital item. Yeah, it's not a great day when you run out of that. This worked out well. I was able to pay with cash and get change for the dump run that I'll have to do tomorrow. So there you go. How serendipitous. Okay, I think first step is we're gonna have to pull Lucky out, because I gotta get into the Thule because there's a bunch of tools up there, plus my camping table, which will have to work as a sawhorse. alive! He's alive! Okay. possibly go wrong? Wait. Oh. Tool bag. Hi-ya. I should just take down as much as I can. I'm gonna want to take all this off later. I don't think I'm gonna need that. Not right now. Gosh, so many things. When I was first building Lucky, I actually had an old desk that I used for the majority of the build as my workhorse or my sawhorse or whatever you want to call it. And then most of that table got torn apart at the end and became parts of Lucky. I will not be tearing apart my camping table and making it part of the build this time. But I still need a place to do the man stuff. Well, would you look at that? Finding all sorts of knickknacks up here. One, I do have some paper left over for painting, so that's good when we get to that point. I also found this little kit I put together. A whole bunch of little wiring and electrical, hello, do not fall on me, you son of a bee, doodads. So perfect. It was meant to be. For now, let's use our boat as the other storage table. Thank you. All right, we're back Lucky up into the garage again, but I'm not gonna go as far because you're sitting on the camp table. And that's where I'll do my cuts and whatnot. That's where I can bring my work light out and everything. So Lucky's nose is gonna stick out and get a little wet, but that's okay. This is the cable for the work light. I'll drag that home. The reason I want to get the electrical system done first is because I want to be able to have my lights back in Lucky. Now saying that, I am remembering that I'm going to have to move the fuse box, so that might be a moot point. But here we go. You go there. Lucky, we're going straight back. Well, I wasn't thinking. Now we get to patch a toolie. Always remember to close your toolie before you back it into the garage. Garage is fine. Toolie has a giant hole in it. Son of a bitch. It wouldn't be over Vanbuild without a little person. Or broken shit for that matter. Oh, that's pretty good. Just open doors. Excellent. I will have to move this X because it's not allowing me very good access. Ah, get it? Access. All right, let's see if this still reaches. It does not. Okay. Oh, not let me turn Lucky off. I think my extension cords are in the passenger door. Oh, that's obnoxious about that toolie. Time to hit Facebook Marketplace, maybe. It's okay. Grace needs one anyway. And yes, I was correct. Extension cords, ahoy. All right, now. Lucky shall have power once again. Beep. That's the beep you want to hear. Okay, so it's going to be all sorts of dark and Lucky, but I was charging up my my bio light overnight, so that should be good to go for some light in there. But I can also just move this work light back and forth. It's not that heavy. There we go. Okay, so I shouldn't have to do much cutting. Here, let me show you kind of what I did. This is how my brain works. I just made a very rudimentary diagram of a box, right? So it's 70 inches across. I knew I needed 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's basically the width the bed's gonna be from side to side. So I had them cut 4 of those. Then I need it to be a foot tall, right? So these are 2x2s. If I put these little 8-inch ones in between, we're gonna have 2 inches on the bottom, 2 inches on the top, with 8 inches in between to make a total of 12 inches tall, right? And then whatever we want to call this, depth 15 inches. That's basically from the other side of the wheel well box to where the battery is, it'll be 15 inches. So that's how I figured that out, and then I went in and I got it. It was 38.67 feet. Well, that's obnoxious. That's why I got those little tiny dingles that I threw into Grace's boot. Those are the leftovers because I ended up with 40 feet total. Now, but it just calmed down through the power of screws and construction adhesive, not toilet paper. We're gonna put all this together in the shape of a box. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if I still got it. All right, so this is a good lesson. I forgot about this, it slipped my mind. But these 2x2s are not ever actually 2x2, right? So if we look on the tape measure, it's actually quite shy. It's more like 1.5 by 1.5. And so then what's happened is I need this, get rid of this. I need this distance from the top of that to the bottom of that to be 12, and you can see that we're coming in shy. So technically this little 8-inch guy needs to be 9 inches. So live and learn. I'll have to go back and get a couple more of these runs and get him to cut me some 9-inch ones. I was measuring to see if it would work, if that's a total of 11 inches in height, if it would work. I don't think it would quite clear the top of the wheel well box here. I think I need that full foot. So it's gonna be back to Silverton Building Supplies for me. I think what I'll do first is take out my diesel heater so that I can talk to him about patching it up when I'm there. He might have some tin and screws and whatnot that he can suggest. So for the 1,000,000th time this chapter, let's take that diesel heater out of Lucky. And there she is. Not looking too bad from the last time I took her up. Wait a second, what is that noise? Well, that doesn't sound good. What the heck? Great, well, sounds like a future Matthew problem if I've ever heard one. I got the fuel line out of the floor and I just got it taped up here on the fire extinguisher mount just so it stays upwards so gravity doesn't push the freaking diesel out and it get everywhere. And there is our giant hole that we have to patch. So I'll clean it up as much as I can. We'll remove that exhaust. And I'm still very much of the mind that the diesel heater is going to go behind the driver's seat. That is definitely a future Matthew problem. For now, let's deal with present Matthew issues and plug a hole and get the correct measured and cut sort of 2x2s. The noise was just inside the shrouding of the heater when I took off one of those hose clamps from the ducting that went through the wheel well. The screw came right out of the hose clamp and it fell just into the lip of the heater like that. So it was causing it to make all of this rattling noise. There it is. All right, well, everybody just calm down. This heater is just fine. Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth like this. The first time I was working on Lucky as well, you'd forget something, you'd go back. Then it was either to the blue store or the orange store, and it was in the city, right? It was in Calgary. This is much prettier, and I'm more okay with forgetting things. What is it? I didn't really forget things. This was a miscalculation. But now, if my calculations are correct, I should only need one more piece of 2x2. And I will need 8 sections of 9 inches. 8 times 9 is 72 inches. 72 inches to feet is just under 7 feet. So the 8-foot pieces should be more than enough. I don't know how much it's gonna cost for this like hatch job he wants me to implement. I shouldn't say that he wants me to implement. I should say that I am grateful for him educating me on a way to do said patch job. All right, we got some silicone, we got some screws, we got a piece of tin flashing, and we are getting our new pieces of 2x2 cut into 9-inch pieces. They're gonna get to know me real well over here. There we go. All right, but before I start constructing that box, we are gonna get this hole patched up. It is not gonna be pretty. I'm gonna need some light in here. Let's get started. This is gonna be simple enough. I'm just gonna take the silicone, make a bead around the hole, fill the valleys between the ridges with extra silicone. Then that flashing is gonna go on top, and I'm just gonna use those little flat screws to voot, 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 right into the floor. Super simple. What could possibly go wrong? The silver brush is doing a great job of removing this high temp silicone that I was on here, this orange crap, and not taking the paint off. So that's great, because I don't have any spray paint right now. All right, like I said, not pretty. And I just realized something. This job is not gonna go well unless... All right, now we can get some work done.
Good ski, had to put them all on freeze, had to show them all my speed, get it on, got it in lead, had to skate past all that, closing that book and then left, I was on ice grid ski.
Had to change my jacket, didn't want to get sawdust all over the Mystic. Come on now.
Had to put them all on freeze, every time I close my eyes, I think about you.
Just like before. And we got our first framework for our new box and bed frame done. Now it needs a mate. Let's get it.
Had to show them all my speed, get it on, got it in lead, had to skate past all that, closing that book and then left, I was on ice grid ski, had to put them all on freeze, every time I close my eyes, I think about you. Time and I found my truth, and that came from broken hearts. Okay, I've been really making my own lane. Feel like I got a two-step OJ. Never taking off like stories. I ain't never look no both ways. Move it all around, can't go straight. You just gotta know I don't wait. You're so lame, and I just go, yeah. I got it shining. You should know, can't kill my pride, and if you just.
All right, Lucky, it's your first new fixture in a very long time. I don't think it can come in this way, though. My goodness gracious. This way. And then go grab her. Whoa. Okay. Hang on, this can take a minute. Reorganize this place. Oh boy. You never think about things in the 3D space. Knock the vacuum over. Oh no! There we go. She'll go. Just be gentle. My son, what have you done? Wait, like this? Pull it into the fucking thing. Pull it down. There we go. Vans, man. Bloody power cables. Where are you all gonna go? You don't fit. Pull everything in here. Gonna fit right in there. Ha! She'll go. There wasn't plenty wire. There goes the camera. I mean, well, one thing that was easier last time is there wasn't a bunch of crap in the way when I was installing things. Okay. Took a little bit of a break, re-upped my meds, had some lunch, got the bio lights. Now we're gonna have light inside. The new box is in timeout. I'm not on the right camera angle. There we go, that's better. It's in timeout for misbehaving. Actually, it's me who misbehaved and I just got ahead of myself. I get excited when I start doing stuff like this, especially when it's so easy to do and I'm knocking silicone around everywhere. Get this on one point. So, the box is going to live here, obviously, but with all the cables and stuff that are still here, hello, it's making it very difficult to get it sort of set into place. So it wasn't in the cards today. Well, it wasn't in the plan today. Turns out it is in the cards. All of this, it's time to go. So hashtag sad day, say our goodbyes. The cupboard has been emptied. The candy drawer has not been emptied yet. So we'll get on top of that. I'll do it. Nobody worry. We're gonna get as much of this out as we can. We will probably end up with the entertainment unit with these drawers left over because the bottom of that is right here. But this platform and everything supporting it, bye-bye. Candy drawer can actually just come off. Easy peasy. Like this, up or down. I always forget. Hello? I wanted it to be easy, but it's neither easy nor peasy right now. Bloody thing! There we go. Up and down. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. What? There goes the candy drawer. All right, let's get everything sort of out of here. Actually, before I start tearing this apart, where's my stool? Way in the back of the van, because of course it is. This will help. This will help. There we go. I gotta get the solar charge controller dismounted. I just disconnected the cables on the roof where they come from the panels into here. So we should be good to go. Get that guy off. And then I don't even know if he's gonna fit in this little box that I've made. Well, he'll fit, but I may have to extend his wires. Sounds like an immediate future Matthew problem. All right, here we go. This power bar is what has shore power. Holy Dinah. It's on there by Velcro strips that are real strong. Come on. There we go. And knock everything around. Why not? So that can stay off of there. I'm going to salvage as many of these little zip tie clamps as possible. And this should just be these legs. 2 on this side, 2 on the other. And a little Bluetooth module. I could get rid of my Wi-Fi point as well. Done. I must have run out of self-tappers when I was installing this. This one is a Phillips head, because of course it is. That's, well, kind of free, not really. Ay, 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 man. Oh yeah, this is that. Holy shit, I give you a lot of cable for that. All right, so that's free of that. I can probably just sit here for now while we take apart the rest of this. All right. Fairly well, we hardly knew ye. Yikes! Lucky, you look so much slimmer. Check it out, yeah. That construction adhesive really dug in there. Crazy. Actually, I undid all of the screws from underneath this that was holding it into this top part on the white, but it must still be construction adhesive because all those screws are out. I am pretty sure. Yeah. Gonna need a little bit more elbow grease. That came out super easy. This is only being held down by 3 screws. That was the handle support bracket. Where the VTOMAN sat. Talk about a little bit jank. And now we've got this floating cupboard situation. What is holding you on? There's nothing back there. I mean, I guess I could take out that little wire mount. I'll tell you right now, that is not what's holding this frickin' shelf up. Get it? This is, oh, that's the wire for this bloody 12 volt expansion thing, whatever. Splitter, save these. Huh. I don't know that this really needs much more than... There's got to be something holding it in still. There's no screws in there anymore. Just put some pressure on it. Uh-oh, she'll go. Oh, she's going. There she goes. So what's holding you in? Cool. Gonna need a shower. Good grief, man. Yeah, because we broke the MDF to get that off. Crazy. Well, what we wanted to do, we did. It's not pretty, but it's done. Heave ho. Okay, now that we've got a little bit more room here, I'm going to try and organize these cables so that we can get our box in here and get an idea of this space. Plus, this is just giving me all sorts of anxiety, so it needs to get done. Be right back. Do it this way. I think it went okay. Yes, wind the drill. Yeah, there. Goes in pretty easy that way. Now what I need to do is, how am I gonna get that in? That's what sucks. Gotta get these hats out of here. There's way too many hats. One man does not need that many hats. DC-DC charger gotta get threaded through this because I don't feel like plugging all these wires. Come on, you can do it. I have faith. This should just go down. More or less. Okay, hang on. There. Hey, it's actually in and flat on the floor, I think. We can fix that. There we go. Look at that. Look at us getting shit done. So, rudimentary frame is in. I have a whole bunch more 8-inch and 15-inch, sorry, 9-inch and 15-inch little legs, and those are gonna go in here because you can see that's not super supportive right now. My thought is 2 more on this side, 2 more on that side of each, right? So give me a minute, I'm gonna switch over to the other side. All right, on the other side of Lucky here. So this is the idea, more or less. Battery's gonna go here. I'm gonna have to insulate underneath it first because the floor does get quite cold. DC to DC charger, I'm thinking about mounting on the side of that, right there, it'll fit. And then what I want is, I will put a panel of wood here so it's not on the floor. So these are raised up, but I'll have my bus bars here, right? And single cables running from negative and positive down to these bus bars, and then, you know, everything else going out as need be. And that gives me fairly easy access because this will be the foot of the bed, right? Let me just put that over. And what I need to do to brace this guy a little bit better is I probably do this, and then that also will double as a brace to keep the battery in place. Another one over here, right? Depending on how big I want this section to be. And then over there would even have more storage. And then I'm thinking like of having the bed flip up like this in order to get access to under here, right? And I don't know how well that's gonna work with that hanging cabinet there, but so far this is what we're looking at. So I'm probably going to finish this box off. I say that by putting in the supports and getting it done that way, but I just, what if I change my mind? I don't know. I'm gonna need a minute to think about it. Plus, my back is not very happy with me. Probably needs my probably need my TENS machine. All right, so this is what I'm just been toying around here, tinkering. This is obviously, it's not anything, but if I get a piece of plywood or something to kind of put up on the back there, this could mount to that surface. Funny enough, I'm gonna have to get on Amazon and see if I can find mounting feet for that inverter, because the way I had it mounted, which wasn't mounted, it was just pressed behind the cabinet that was here. I think I got rid of those feet. If I didn't, I have no idea where they are, and I'm not gonna waste my time looking. But now check this out, because this all sort of started with me wanting to reorganize it. Oh, this is gonna take me a hot second. Shoot. Good that I could do this. I mean, you can do whatever you want, I suppose, but get this bad boy down there. Look at that. It's a little bit higher. The bed platform would be resting on top of the EcoFlow station. It's definitely out of the way. I just have to cut like a little access port here on this front, whatever I sort of like cover this with or face this with, so I can reach in and actually turn it on. Is it actually going to turn on? Oh, it is. I thought it should be too cold. But that could be ideal. Obviously, not to get at it wouldn't be ideal, but again, if the bed folds this way, not impossible either. I might even be able to hook my external power line up to it, plus a charge cable. Oh, so many things to think of. But the nice thing about this is, wherever I want this to go, let's say I want to shove this as far over that way as I can. Now, before I actually permanently build this box, we can make it so it's bracing the EcoFlow. I can even put another piece on that side so it doesn't move around. Ooh, buddy, this is so much fun. But then painful for my back. I'm just gonna put these braces on while I'm here. I will have to remove the box just to flip it to get it the other side to put screws in this way. I guess I wouldn't have to. My bed legs didn't have them in the bottom, but I'd rather this box just be steady, considering it's going to be holding up my butt when I am slumbering. For this whole like little build here just with this box today, it's been nice to apply what I learned on my last go round here. I was so obsessed with these wheel well boxes that I had to get my buddy Mike to help me, and he's the kind of the one that talked me down off the edge, in the sense that I was making, I don't even know, like I can't remember what it was called, but so that the arms and legs would slot into each other. So I was digging out grooves in the wood so they would fit together kind of like puzzle pieces. And there's something to be said for that, for structural integrity for sure, but only one box was like that and the other one wasn't, and it's literally just a matter of, this is another thing I didn't do last time, I didn't believe in pilot holes, but believe me, everything on this thing had a pilot hole this time. Makes it so much easier. But it's literally just measuring it and screwing it together and calling it a day. Boom. It's nice to like realize what I learned. It would have taken me all bloody day to do this last time, right up to bedtime basically, and I'd probably still be farting around with this box. But now here we are, and this thing will basically be done before the sun goes down. Knock on wood, barring any acts of God. So yeah, it's cool. I was noticing that while I was building the box, and everything was being time lapsed. Nice thought. I guess that's just learning. The nice thing about doing it this way too is like, it's not professional, it's not technical. Yeah, you know, I don't advise you do it. You do it your own way. I do it my way, you do it your way, but this works for me. It's just so easy to just pop the pilot hole in, as long as the drill's going the right way, of course. I always like to put two in so the legs don't spin. It helps if you offset them a bit. Bob's your uncle. Pretty much gotten everything in that I can do here. I got to get the box out of here now because I can't actually drill in there because this floater station's still here. So that's floppy right now, as well as the bottoms of all of these four legs that I just put in. They gotta come in from the underside as I do. Actually, I wonder if I can just flip the damn thing. Don't want to leave everything in here, that's for sure. The battery out of here. Eesh. Oh, that's a hefty battery. It's a good test to see if we can get it out. And I can, so that's good. Easier than schlepping it back out of the van, that's for sure. Yeah, just do it like that. Yeah, it's pretty perpendicular. This is an ugly side though. That's why it's the bottom. All right, well, let's speed her up and get it done. rolling. Ugh, what the fuck? Yo, what? How did that happen? Yo, get your poop in our group, DC. Literally. Okay. And down. And tuck. And pirouette. There we go. All right, so let's grab this piece of insulation because I know it fits for the... Oh, what? It's too large. But the battery better still fit in there. I will lose it. Figure that out in a second. But I like just, it all worked out kind of well too. So if we look closely, I'll be able to put a screw through this leg into this support stud that I installed, which is awesome. So I'll secure it over there. I'll probably put two. And same thing over here, right? I put this baseboard stud in, and now the bottom of this box can get mounted to that. So everything's kind of like stuck to the van. Of course, I'm gonna need deeper screws. So I don't see myself going back to Silverton today, maybe tomorrow. But mounting this down doesn't need to be an immediate thing. What I do want to do after I make sure that the battery still fits in there is probably try to find from the scrap that I've torn out already a piece of wood that will cover from here and here, right? So that I can build and get the bus bars back in and whatnot. And maybe even a piece for there for the inverter to eventually get mounted to because of, like I said, they ain't got no legs. Awkward. All right, yes, can confirm battery still fits. It's just this piece of foam that I obviously didn't cut last time when I moved the battery to the back. So we're just gonna use the Leatherman, give it a quick haircut, shave and a haircut, 2 pence, and all that jazz. And then this foam will fit when I force it. Haha! Now battery, which is what you are sitting on, can go right. Boom. Looking good, battery. Now, I wonder if I put another, like one of these this way, just to hold the battery a bit more. Decisions. This guy's not long enough. All stubby day. This is exactly what I'm talking about, like reusing what you have on hand, right? So it's not pretty, it doesn't fit. It doesn't cover the entire thing, right? This is, I don't know, this is a scrap. This was the shelf that the little 3-banger sat on right there, right? Because it's got that little cutout there, and I think that was up here. No, that was for the back corner there, obviously. Yeah, it sat right there. So a little trim up there. I mean, I guess I could trim it right off here too if I wanted to make it really clean. And then yeah, bus bars on here. Bus bars and battery shunt for the monitor. All that gets mounted to this, so it's super easy to access. Yeah, it's not pretty, but it's free, which is great. And then if I really wanted to have more, do I need more space? I don't know. I'm going to poke around and look at this a little bit more. Yeah, that works really well. I don't know that I have a piece that will fit here, like on the other side of this, for the inverter to mount to. I bet you the inverter could even mount there if I wanted to. Oh no, it's pretty big. Never mind, forget that. But yeah, instead of having one finished, like cohesive piece, I could also then just cut this up, which is what we just tore out of there, to finish that off if I really wanted to. Yeah, I could even put insulation board underneath here. Ooh, thinking outside the box. Anyway, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Probably trim that off so it doesn't stick out, and then we can attach this, and maybe we can even get power back today. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still a lot to do. Lots to do. And if you don't have a straight edge with you, just find something that's relatively straight, like another piece of wood. Line it up with your mark. As long as you're not picky, it'll be just fine. Thank you for your service. Pieces like this, I'm okay with them looking. I'm always okay. I don't really care. But I'm okay with pieces like this looking jank, especially because, I mean, it's going to be hidden inside the box, so who gives a shit? Okay. Just like this. Very nice. Couple screws, and we good to go. But do I want to insulate? I've got a few chunks here. Hang on. I mean, it's better than nothing. Ooh, that's a big gap. I don't know, is this something that we need to do. Time will tell. And all right, I had to lift the battery out yet again, but that's because I needed to vacuum, as the shelf that I ripped off of here, or maybe it was the one down there. It was the one down there with the one little leg and the janky ass nonsense. It's now become this. I just screwed this into the box. It's attached, and this will be the mounting point for the DC to DC charger. So, like that, but a lot prettier. So that's there. The floors thing is still not attached, as I'm still going over the layout of things, but I kind of need to know like where my circuit breakers and everything will be, right? So this is what I've been doing. I'm actually really happy with how far this has come. I do think I need another beer though. It's probably that time. Don't mind me. Just doing some cable repair. Again, Leatherman comes in clutch. Maybe turn off the propane so you don't fricassee your eyebrows. Done. And done. It might not look like a lot has changed in here, but I've been working at this for just about an hour and a half or so. We got the DC to DC charger mounted. We got the NOCO Shoreline power mounted, and I started running power wires. The bus bar is not mounted down yet. I'm just trying to still figure out where the best place to put it will be, as well as the negative. And I'm having a total brain fart now about where the battery monitor shunt goes. I think it just needs to go in line between the negative, but I need to double check that. This is where this wire in all red is confusing. I thought that goes to the positive. I do not think that is the case. I think the little red wire does to power up the monitor and whatnot, but I think I'm going to leave this here for now. Just, it's getting late, it's getting cold. I want to spend time cleaning this up, and the next steps are going to be a little bit more daunting. I'm going to have to be cutting wires and soldering even more. I am going to put in this master on off switch, which is basically just a switch right in between the power line that's going to go from the battery to the bus bar, so that if need be I can just boop, turn all the power off and it'll kill it. So I have it on hand. Why not? It'll sit right about there. But as you can see, this the power wire that's attached to it, it's a little long right now. Just shorten it up just a little bit. But yes, it's getting dark. I'm not going to get the power up and running today. I could very easily, but it's fine. We will save it for tomorrow. I've already pushed myself. I can feel it in my body. So gonna do some tidying up, and it's probably going to be time for some din-din for myself and the two fur babies. Hey. Oh. I think it might be a bubble bath sort of night. Thank you very much for watching. I'm very much looking forward to continuing this. I didn't realize how much fun it actually would be. I thought it would be more daunting than anything else, and maybe stress me out more. I don't know. I'm having so much fun. It is what it is. So until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive, and remember, only dead fish go with the flow. How about you, Miss Sheba? You ready for some dinner?